Welcome, friends. I have a little story that I want to start with today. The other day, my friends, David and Marilyn and I were visiting here at the cabin. It was so magical, so incredible. I felt so lucky to spend time with them here. Each morning, I woke up and I got up early before dawn, made coffee and went outside to look up at the stars. I realized that I'm incredibly fortunate to be here. But the thing is that it didn't just fall into my lap. It's a lifetime of choices. I made choices years ago that this was what was important to me. I left my cushy, high-paying job at a prestigious law firm because I wanted my freedom more than I wanted the salary, prestige, or benefits. Now, I understand that some people would rather have the comfort and security that job provides, but it's unlikely they'd be able to hang out in a mountain cabin in the middle of the week with their close friends, and a couple of dogs, with the gorgeous fall weather, the brilliant colors, and the elk. And before dawn, I had the good fortune to see Venus so bright in the morning sky. I saw stars I never get to see when I'm in the city because of the light pollution. I can see how this life would feel scary and uncomfortable to a lot of people. They'd rather have the guaranteed salary and benefits than the glory of a night sky full of stars, sweet pine-scented air, and a casual evening in front of a roaring fire. But to some others, myself included, it feels pretty magical. So I want to explore that with you today, a little bit, because it's a really interesting point of difference. And we also have a couple of missions for today. First of all, we need to chop some wood, which I'm not very good at, so I let David do that. The days are really nice and warm right now, but they're going to start getting cold soon. And then we're going to go eat some lunch. So that's what we're going to be doing today. And I want to tell you a little bit about some of the discomforts and fears and all the unusual things that I kind of take for granted when I'm out here. But that probably might come across as shocking to some of you. So let's go chop up some wood. I guess chopping wood is a good example of one simple discomfort. I mean, for the vast majority of human existence, we've had to chop wood to make it warm for ourselves, right? But now we've got central heating, we never have to think about things like this. And so to come in and start doing it all over again like humans used to, it's kind of new. It's kind of different. This took over an hour, and I don't know how long this firewood will last, but probably a week in the cabin, maybe a little less, and that's hard work. But you know what? I love being out here because I will never run out of sources of warmth. This is something that I realized the other day, that there's so many trees here. There's so many fallen dead trees that I could heat up my life for years, decades probably, with all of the wood that's already dead and lying on the ground. It looks like hard work, which it is, but on the other hand, this gives you a lot of freedom and independence. It gives me a lot of peace of mind to know that at least I'll be warm if everything in the world goes to shit. I'm going to say something controversial, something that some people may not agree with, but what the heck? I honestly believe that in an era where machines and digital devices dominate our lives, we're basically spending a third of our lives inside cubicles in front of screens. People are starved of something profound and ancestral and primal. We're starved of the simplicity of being connected to nature, connected to Mother Earth, dependent on her for things like food and nutrition and shelter. We're starved of being part of a simple community and thinking about the day-to-day, rather than obsessing over what's to come. I feel like we all have a deep and perhaps unacknowledged yearning for a simpler way of being. I know I do. I'll be the first to admit that. I love traveling and making videos. I love writing, but I don't know what I love more. Perhaps I love this more, deep down. I love being out here despite the discomforts and difficulties because in a way this lifestyle is an antidote to the modern world. It's a form of escape, I guess you could say. A very common question I get about being here is, aren't you scared? And frankly, the answer is no. I'm not scared here. Out here, it's just so peaceful. There are wild animals here, of course. There are bears, but they don't approach people. They're scared of humans. Occasionally they pass through my land, but I'm not scared of them. It's fun to see them. I think a lot of people are scared of wild animals, but as long as you respect them and keep your distance, they want nothing to do with humans. And in terms of bugs, you kind of get used to them. They're not out here to hurt you. They're just doing their own thing, they're just minding their own business. Okay, check this out. This looks so beautiful.